Amazing. I'm going to record our session today, but tonight we're going to focus on the power of farming. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're excited to get started tonight with me on the power of farming and what doors can farming truly open for you. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. Perfect. Awesome. Can everyone see the screen okay? Okay, amazing. All right, so cool. All right, so what I'm going to be focusing on right now is what is farming, why farming is important, the power of dominating, to pay or not to pay. You know, sometimes people say, man, I can't sign up for a marketing campaign right now, or I can't do EDDM. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about truly growing your footprint in the area that you look to desire yourself in. And that's truly what it is. It's about envisioning yourself. I remember with my old company, our first week of training, they said, target the area that you see yourself in. So right now, I want everyone to just take a quick mental note and also write this down. Say from today on, I'm no longer going to target areas that I no longer see myself living in. So what does this mean? I want you to go ahead and expand your mind. So if your mind is to go out and get that $3 million deal, I want you to know that you already have it. If your mind is right now on breaking into the condo market, I want you to know that it's already done. If your mind right now is settled on new construction, guess what? Every new construction opportunity is yours. If your mind right now is set up on working developments and new constructions, guess what? It's done. It's truly what you focus your time on. It's truly what you focus your time on definitely does expand with anything that you do. So growing your footprint with farming. So what is farming? Farming is the act of focusing on a bulk marketing efforts on a specific area or certain type of clients as an expert in that area. Understand, once again, farming is not just a particular area, but it's also the client as well. Okay. So why do I believe farming is so important? Farming is important because it allows you to show yourself as an expert in that city, in that area, in that niche, or even that person that you're working with. So once again, you're not running around with your head cut off, just as you see it written here. You're not running around with your head cut off. What happens is that we work so many areas, and at the end of the day, we say, man, I want to grab every single deal. But if you notice the people that are truly dominating the market, if you took a moment right now and you just basically reviewed your Instagram and you did a quick assessment of your Instagram, you would notice that the people that are truly dominating the real estate industry typically have a particular area or a particular niche that they're focusing on. And why is this so important is because what happens is, as professionals, we get caught up with the shiny object. We get caught up with the shiny object. So what happens is we attend an REO class, so we say, now we want to be a foreclosure expert. We attend the short sale class, now we want to be a short sale expert. We attend a broker's open at a $10 million property, now we want to be the luxury agent. And what happens is we just continue moving ourselves. And then what happens is we get frustrated and disappointed and discouraged. But what we have to understand is that everything takes steps. Everything truly takes steps. And to truly farm an area and truly master an area, if you speak to anyone that is dominating, let's say, for example, here in Florida, that's dominating, let's say, for example, the Miami Beach market, and they know every single condo, and they know every single high rise, and they know every single building, it is months and months of work. It's months and months of study. It's months and months of relationships. So you got to say right now that I'm going to work on my relationships. I'm going to work on my relationships of building great relationships in whatever I do. So how to truly dominate an area? Door knocking, which is free. Mailers, which you have to pay for. Sponsorships. And what do I mean by sponsorships? What I mean by sponsorships is sometimes a community can be doing an activity, and now you're coming in and you're sponsoring that activity. Or, for example, a school may be doing an activity, What we did is that there's it's a middle school baseball team that actually plays for the city of Miramar. So every year we donate money to them so that they can go out and play. And guess what? The parents are seeing our logos. If anyone knows, I have a few bus benches in the Monarch Lakes area. I have 4 of them there. I mail every 3 weeks over there. I phone call religiously. I door knock my door. I just printed out my new door hangers. They're in the car actually. I door knock that area as well. But guess what? I also sponsor the schools. So every year I cut a check to the schools. And now I just started sponsoring the kids to play baseball. Or it's events. So what are events considered to be? Events are considered to be sometimes, let's say, for example, I want to do a food truck event. I want to do a community cleaning event. I want to do a shred-a-thon event, where now they bring all their documents, for example, and the best time to do shred events is right after they do their taxes. So right after April, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to sponsor. So now they're able to shred away all their documents that they no longer need. I may want to host a Halloween party there or a Christmas party, or I may want to do a canned good drive. You got to say, man, what does this area need? And how can I find myself being of service for this area? Because at the end of the day, when we talk about it, and we may laugh about it and we say, man, everyone says it's relationships. It truly is relationships. Even with the schools, even with the association, the homeowners association, you want to definitely befriend those people. You want to allow those people to be your best of friends. There's the one that's going to give you all the information. Guess what? When the person's boxing up their house and getting ready to move, they're going to tell you that. When the person's facing foreclosure, they're going to tell you that. So it's about building those relationships. So you got to say, man, if I took an eye examination of the area that I'm looking to target myself in right now, plant my feet in right now, what does this area have a calling for? And I'm going to allow myself to be that mayor of that town. We've heard that before, right? Be the mayor of the town that you're working, because you want to make sure that everyone knows about you. When you're door knocking the area, for example, you want to make sure that they now no longer know of you as the realtor with Keller Williams, the realtor with EXP, the realtor with the Kai's company, but that they know you by name. They know to look out for your postcard. They know that as you're walking down the block, they know exactly who you are. Okay. I want to create an email list as well. And I want to capture every single email. And maybe that email that I'm capturing, I may have to pay for it through a third-party subscription, or from phone calls and door knocking, I was able to acquire those. And then lastly, you want to call the area that you want to dominate in. I'm going to definitely share this with you. If you're one of the people that say, man, I got a lot of money, but I don't have a lot of time, and you think mailers are just going to get you by, that's not the truth to it. You got to call. You have to call. Hey, did you get my mailer? I just want to make sure that, hey, Jessica, I'm just calling. I'm your neighborhood expert once again, Jeff. I just want to make sure you got the mailer for this month. Did you realize that the market is 10% above last month? Because what happens is, especially now, and I shared this, I think last Wednesday, is that I rarely open my mailbox. I probably open it like once every 2-3 weeks, and it goes right from the mailbox to the dumpster. But guess what? They have an opportunity to look at my face, and I'm religious with it. And one of the great things about this is that, you know, while I was in my first, second, and third year in real estate, I probably never realized the importance of the commercials that we see, the McDonald's commercials, the Papa John's commercials. Think about the commercials that you continue to see over and over and over as you're watching TV. You got to say, man, am I targeting folks? Am I targeting my specific area as many times as I'm seeing this commercial? One of the places I hate commercials is YouTube. I'm trying to watch a YouTube video, I'm all in it, and then a commercial pops up, and it's almost the same salesperson trying to sell me something else in a different version. So now you got to say, man, am I hitting my people in this particular area as often as I'm seeing these commercials while I'm in the middle of my favorite TV show? If I'm talking to someone right now, drop a 2 in the chat before we move on. As you heard Claudia say, she's the treasurer of her association. She got involved in the community. Guess what? You guys saw the other day, the photo of her and Safari. She probably knew Safari was moving into there before he even moved in because she sat on the association. Not necessarily true. Wow, look at that.
Nope, but I was driving in the community because I like to see what's going on, wave at the new neighbors, and I noticed someone new, and I introduced myself to him, and now we're about to do business together.
There you go. There you go. And that's right in her community once again. So now, as you're dominating these areas, you always want to have a call to action. So let's say, for example, you're doing a postcard. We got Legend with us tonight. Let's say, for example, you're doing a postcard. You're doing a phone call. You're doing a video. You're door knocking. You want to make sure any piece of information that you're providing to these people have a call to action. And what is that call to action? Maybe it's a direct connection to your cell phone. Maybe it's access to your Instagram. Maybe it's to your website, or maybe it's to their home property values. And the reason I say Instagram, folks, is because we have to understand that we're in a shifting market right now. Our buyers right now and our sellers right now are the millennials and the Gen Zs and the Gen Ys and stuff like that. So we have to remember that these are our buyers right here. So where are your buyers or your sellers coming from right now? And do I have a presence on that platform? Think about that. And if the answer is no right now, you want to make a mental note to yourself right now that I got to grow my presence on where I'm about to farm and where my people are coming from. And guess what? Maybe you're looking at a price point that may not even be on Instagram. But guess what? They're on Facebook. They're on TikTok. They're on Snapchat. They're on LinkedIn. And you got to say, man, do I have a presence on there? Because guess what? The people are searching you. I think about my dog. He's 6 years old right now. And I bought him right here in Sunrise where I reside now, but I wasn't living before. But guess what? When I called the lady and says, hey, I'm interested in the dog, she had the dog at her house. And then I said, okay, cool. I want to come see him. She said, okay, I'll get back to you. She got back to me an hour later and she says, I Googled you. It's safe for you to come to my house. You're a realtor. So think about this. Do I have a presence on where I'm about to break into? Now, your direct site is your website. You want to make sure you have your website. It's up and running. You want to make sure that people can see information. It's current information. It's exciting information. It's vibrant. And that's another thing about your website. If you're working condos and you're farming condos, and now I go onto your website and I'm seeing suburbs looking homes, am I doing a right correlation with my audience? Now, home property values, that's the next one. People always want to know what their home is worth. Regardless if they're interested in selling or not, people always want to know what their home is worth. So I may want to always create a link that is going to direct them to their home values. And I'm going to freeze my presentation real quick because I want to show you guys my presentation of the flyer that I'm using. That is the same flyer that I religiously use. I just change it around sometimes. I may change the verbiage. I may change the theme. I may change my back. I may change my front. But I promise you, this is the same flyer I've been using for years. And I want to share this with you guys because I put a QR code on there. I shifted with the times, and QR codes are on everything. I go to church now, and there's a QR code to download your Bible right in front of us. As I look for the flyer that I truly want to show with you guys, any comments so far? Comments from anyone? Drop them in the chat for me, please. Where is the flyer? Really? Hold on. Thank you, Rob. Who's actively farming an area right now? There you go, Sonia. Sonia, what are you doing right now to stay in front of the people's faces while I load my flyer up for you guys? Carlos, amazing. Carmen. Carmen's a brand new associate. Drop some flyers for Carmen. Brand new agent. She understands the assignment. Really? That's what you want to do to me? Ah, here we go, right here. I found it. He's mailing every 3 weeks. Sonia's farming and mailing. Claudiane's mailing. All right, so Monarch Lakes, one of the areas that I dominate a few areas that I constantly mail every 3 weeks. Tons of mailers. So this is just what my front cover looks like. Recent sales in the area. The market has taken a little dip. It used to be in the millions, so now its highest sell is 850, but there was sales at 1.1. So what happens is the conversation for me now to have with the homeowners, letting them know that there's been a dip in the market. This QR code not only goes to my website, but this QR code goes directly where they can plug in their address and it'll automatically give them 3 property values. But guess what? Once they plug their email address into my CRM, it's going to automatically notify me through text and also through email. Plus, the system's going to automatically plug them into my CRM under that particular hashtag. I got something else for you guys. Someone actually sent this to me today. My bus bench. Guys, I have 4 bus benches in Miramar. I've never once actually sat on them or looked at them. But guess what? Everyone has sent them to me. Everyone has sent them to me. And guess what? That means I'm doing something right. And I want to show you my bus bench because my bus bench allows them the opportunity to text me. Come on, really? And once they text me, it automatically goes into my CRM and it automatically goes to my phone because I have a smart number through my KV Core system and I can automatically text them back. And we can have a conversation right through there, or I could just let the bot from KV Core just communicate with them, which the system has done several times. So the power of a great CRM. Do you send mailers to all your Monarch Lakes areas? I use EDDM. So the one thing about EDDM is that I have to get 2 zip codes because the area is so large. I have to get 2 zip codes. Yeah, 2 postal codes. 2 postal codes. So I mail to both of those postal codes. So what you want to do is you want to go to EDDM. It's the U.S. Postal Service. I'm going to drop the link in here so you can see if you were to pick a particular area. If you were to pick a particular area, how many doors would you need to target, or how many doors will it target? And does it cover all of where you want to cover? Because maybe you got to pick up another area, or maybe you got to say goodbye to this area and say hello to another area. And that was one of the cool things about it. So my backyard, the funny thing about my home that I'm sitting in right now is that my backyard belongs to the city of Plantation. So there's about 75% of my backyard that I really don't have to cut the grass to because the city of Plantation cuts the grass. But my home is actually in the city of Sunrise. So when I first started mailing the area, I was noticing that it was going to the plantation homeowners. And guess what? Two different price points. You got $500,000 homes on this side. You got $800,000 homes on that side. I was getting calls saying, why are you sending me this? This is not my property's value. But it was targeting my home. And I wanted to come to my home because I wanted the neighbors to see it. So then I had to say, man, this ain't working out. I had to stop it and I had to go and send it off somewhere else where I'm still touching the Sunrise area. I'm just not touching my block, you know? So definitely pay close attention to the map. So this is my bus bench right here. It says text Monarch to 954-289-6990. The bus benches that I have in Monarch Lakes say the same thing as the ones in Sunrise say, but it says text Sunrise. So anytime they text that keyword, once again, keyword, it automatically goes into the CRM under that hashtag. And guess what? I have the people set up where they're receiving information pertinent to that particular area. And once they text me Monarch, it's going to automatically come to my phone and I'm going to know that it's a conversation regarding Monarch. And I can show you a prime example right here of a customer that I'm actively working with right now. A customer that I'm actually working with right now that texts the code and he says, hey, I'm looking for a home in Monarch Lakes. And I'm excited that you work that area. Just like this, hey, good evening. I'm looking to purchase a home in Monarch Lakes. I automatically called him, automatically sent him what he was looking for. He went on my whiteboard. And guess what? Now we're communicating and we're staying in touch. So guess what? Now when I called him back, I didn't need to ask him what was he calling about because I had already knew it was something related to Monarch Lakes. On my side, I was hoping it was a seller, but guess what? We'll take a buyer any day, right? Perfect. Can you guys see the presentation? Beautiful. So always have a call to action. Once again, a phone number so they can call you directly, an Instagram page, a direct site, or the home value reports. One of the great things to talk to them about is the market where it's at right now, 2022 versus 2021 sales. It's a conversation that so many of us don't want to have, but we need to have it. We have to understand, as the same way we spike the market to go up, if we continue to have the right conversations, we'll understand that we need to adjust the market and adjust the pricing. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sonia. How did I get the QR code? You can go to Google, free QR code. Go to Google, free QR code, and just drop the link in there. Once you drop the link in there, it'll give you back your QR code in that QR code format. And what you do is you just use that QR code for everything you want to post, everything you want to mail out, anything that you want to do. Calling the area, blah, blah, blah. Amazing, 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 amazing. I love that, JR. We're actually going to talk about that. Are you curious on what your equity of your home is? I am working on the area, for example, and I was talking to homeowners just as yourself, and I understand that you may not be interested in selling right now, but I just wanted to go ahead and let you know what your home equity is or your home value is. That's a great postcard. Sometimes what you can even do, and I've heard this from Tom Ferry, is that he's created postcards and mailers where he says, schedule yourself on my calendar so that we can discuss your free home value report. So now, guess what? People are inserting themselves into their calendar using a schedule me, a calendar or anything like that. Okay. Did you know that 10% of areas actually turn over per year. So what does this mean? This means that I need to ensure that 20 to 30% of my business is coming from that particular area. So what you got to do is you got to draw a pie chart of your business, and you got to just examine it. As we end this year and we go into fourth quarter, you got to say, man, where did the bulk of my business come from? And if I'm farming a particular area, did I get 10% of that particular area? Or did I get 20%, I mean, of that particular area, or maybe even 30%? Because we understand that a bulk of our business has to be new business, a bulk of it has to be referrals, and then a bulk of it has to be from calling, door knocking, mailing, etc. Okay. Another great tip as well, I didn't add it on the slide, it just came to my mind, is because I've done it, is what about creating Instagram or Facebook pages for this new area that you've now taken on? So guess what? Now you're getting everyone to put in their information into that system. You're now the resource of it. You now have authorization rights of what can be posted versus what cannot be posted. Hint, hint, realtors delete, other realtors delete, other realtors delete. And now you're the expert. And what you're doing is you're providing to them market stats. You're providing to them when something's opening up. You're providing to them when something's closing down. If you have a cleaning company that you just want to highly recommend, if you're in a particular area where everyone happens to be doing their roofs and you have a great roofing company, you now become the resource of that particular area through Instagram, through Facebook, or maybe even through Twitter or LinkedIn. In addition to that, imagine if you were able to now do open houses and property tours in that particular area, and now you're able to showcase that. So how to research an area? See if the area has high turnover. Not every area has high turnover. So if there's, let's say, for example, the houses are $1 million, but there's 10 homes in there. The people have been living in the house for the last 15 years. I'm sorry to say this is not the area that you may want to target. Why is that? Is because the people don't move. And there's certain areas like that. If you think about it right now, there's certain areas that they buy the house and they kind of have that old school mentality of they don't move. They buy their house, they pay it off for 30 years and they die in it, then they pass it down. That may not be the area that you want to farm, because that's not the area that's going to give you the highest turnover rate when you want to truly see your dollars mature. Okay. Number two, you want to see if any other realtors are actively marketing the area. And the reason you want to do that is because, not to say that I'm not going to do it, which we spoke about last week, it's to know exactly what they're doing. It's to know exactly what they're doing. Okay. And what you just do is you just 10x that. Okay. Or there may be no realtors that are dominating the area, and now you're all in. I love new construction. Guys, drop this down. Take note on this. I love new construction because guess what? No one else is breaking themselves in. If I was to tell you right now of the area called Montera, which is in Cooper City, there's a realtor from Berkshire Hathaway that gets every single listing. Does anyone know who that person is? Drop their name in the chat. And I'm going to close the screen so I can show you guys. Montera 33024, Cooper City, dominating the area from day one when it was new construction. Patty Da Silva's good, but she's not dominating Montera though. We dropping some information, Rob. I'm pulling it up here because I want to show you guys. I want to truly show you guys the power of dominating an area. This lady's just doing some phenomenal things. And why? She broke into the area when it was new. So if you see any new constructions out there, if you happen to live next to a new construction area, if you see yourself envisioning working the new construction area, this is your opportunity right here. Okay. All right, cool. So keep count with me about how many homes. Her name is Connie Cabral. I don't know if you guys know the name Berkshire Hathaway, now EWM Berkshire Hathaway. Listing number 1. Listing number 2. Listing number 3. And look at the price points, folks. Listing number 4. Listing number 5. I hope you guys are seeing those price points. Is it making you reevaluate yourself? Listing number 6. Listing number 7. Number 8. I'm not making this up. I have never seen this information before. Listing number 10. Guys, 19 properties. 10 of them belong to her. The proof is in the pudding. Stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course once again. So Montero was built in 2010, according to what I'm reading right here. The lowest home that's sold in the area as of right now is 725. The highest home that sold is 1.4. She had 10 of the stuff happening right there, right now. And this is from 2010 to 2022. So just think about it. So why do we say farming is truly important? Why do we say get on the phones? Why do we say build great relationships? Why do we say door knock? It's all right here, folks. All right, take the numbers up. So someone asked this question, so I'm excited that you did. It's right here. Take the number of homes in the community and divide it by how many homes were sold that previous year. And that will give you the statistics of what's happening in the area, or the ratio of what's happening in the area. Now, I want you to write down how many homes are you going to list in that area. As my vision board falls on the floor. But I take things personal. When I work a particular area and I door knock and someone takes my deal right from me underneath my nose, it becomes a personal matter to me, because it cuts into my ratios of how many deals am I going to get in that area per year. And I write the number down, folks. I write the number down and then I go to work. As my vision board fell on the floor. So CRMs.
Does that mean it's going to be on the floor?
No, I'm going to pick it back up and put it back on the wall. It just, the dreams just got way too heavy, I guess. Couldn't hold up on the wall. So CRMs, MailChimp, Constant Contacts, KV Core, Follow Up Boss, or whatever you're using, just get a CRM, because what you want to do is you want to mail the people. What am I mailing the people? I'm mailing the people information. I love listening to Ricky Carruth. He talks about every single Monday, he drops an informational video that the people have access through. So you can either do it on YouTube or you can do it on BombBomb, but understand, you're door knocking, you're phone calling, you're mailing, and you're dropping them information every single week or every single month as that neighborhood expert. Now time to work, okay? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna host open houses. So how do I truly break into an area? I'm going to host open houses. I'm gonna see who has the listings in the area, and I'm gonna ask them, can I host an open house? Can I host an open house? Can I host an open house? I'm gonna do previews. Previews are great for me to learn the inventory of what's happening in the market. It's great to create information for the homeowners. And then number 3, I love it. It provides an opportunity to create content. Okay, I'm going to check every single morning. I'm going to check for what expired, what canceled, what for sale by owners, or what withdrew in that area. I'm going to go to the MLS today and I'm going to create my hot sheet. My hot sheet's going to give me the information of what's happening in Cobblestone every single day, so that the first thing in the morning, I know who came on the market, who came off the market, what realtor listed, what open house can I hold that weekend, or what house can I preview. I'm going to check for absentee owners. I'm going to make sure that my buyers that are interested in purchasing real estate through me definitely buy in that area. I'm going to create squeeze pages and landing pages easily as 20 bucks a week, $5 a day. Say no to the Starbucks for 1 year and put it into squeeze pages and landing pages. Okay. And then I'm going to create social media informational content that's given towards the end. I'm so excited that I was able to work on this presentation today, folks, because it provides me an opportunity to have a clear roadmap of what I need to do or what I need to touch bases on right now. Okay, so social media, Instagram, TikTok, on content videos of what's happening. I'm going to look at estate sales through county records or public records, who has passed away. And I'm going to visit vacant homes and see if those homeowners are interested in selling. Okay, I'm going to also go after the foreclosure, distress sales, and REOs. Okay, I am going to work that area like I work nothing else. And guess what? Guess what? If it's $1 million, yes, you can knock the door. If there's a gate, yes, you can knock the door. Okay. My apps that I never leave home without: RPR, IMAP, county appraiser sites. I love when I'm driving the vehicle and I see homes that just look like they need a prayer. And I take down the information and I go home and I do my research and I try to find who the homeowner is and I speak to them. BombBomb's another one, great for video content. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the phone, especially if the person has an Android and you have an iPhone, you're not trying to send it. It's easy as a link, and that link tells you who opened it. So I sent a video out to someone, reminder to myself, actually, I sent a video out to someone and I noticed that they just reopened it. Hold on. So I'm going to tell people about it through my BombBomb link, and I can email that, I can text it out, but also whenever they open it, it lets me know. For example, someone opened up one of my videos that I had sent them a few months ago, and they probably didn't know that it sent me an alert. So I text them, and guess what? We were able to catch up again. Secret tip: partner up with realtors. So man, you're probably on that EDDM site right now. And you're like, man, this is expensive. Or you probably reviewed RSP, which is a great mailer that I always use as well. They do all the work for you. You just add what you want to add, remove what you don't want to have on there. Or maybe you're doing American Lifestyles magazine and they're getting something from you every single month. But maybe you want to cut the cost with another realtor, get with another realtor and say, hey, I really want to dominate this area. What do you think about us going 50-50? Or partner up with title companies. I love when I do postcards with lenders and I give them the back portion and I take the front portion. And now it's 50-50. It's benefiting the both of us. Okay. But do not allow the cost of not being able to pay for something stop you from breaking into that area that you want to break into. And sometimes it's small, folks. Sometimes it's small. Sometimes you can't. So for example, for me, when I was doing RSP in Monarch Lakes, I couldn't afford to do all 11 and 12 and 14 communities. So what I did was I did 4 of them. And then I ended up partnering up with someone on 2 of them. So now I was doing 6, but I partnered up with someone. Or guess what? If it's 500 homes and you can't do all 500 homes, start with 100 homes. Start with 100 homes and allow the people to see your face every 3 to 4 weeks. Every 3 to 4 weeks. I was on a Zoom earlier this morning with JR, and the lady said that it's 5 to 12 touches before someone lists or someone says yes, or someone gives you that appointment. 5 to 12 touches, straight from Tom Ferry, 5 to 12 touches. Okay. So look to see who your partners are right now. Who are those lenders that are always calling you and saying, man, can you give me a deal? Can you give me a deal? Reach out to them. Hey, I really want to break into this area. We got tons of buyers that have come out of it. How about if we partnered up? Okay. Or guess what? The sellers that sell, they got to buy somewhere. And now they can get a loan with you. Or the title companies. Let's say, for example, if you work every deal with me, let's say, for example, if I can ensure that they do seller docs with you on every single one of our transactions. You know, leverage is truly the opportunities that is truly hidden and so many people don't tap into. If you want to go deeper for this, just go ahead and schedule yourself for a 15-minute conversation with me. I'd love to dive into this with you. If you want me to take a look at an area or just mastermind with you, links right here as always. I want to go ahead and open it up for any questions, comments that anyone may have, maybe any suggestions that I missed that you can definitely add to me. JR just dropped it in here. He has a lender that's paying $500 per month of his marketing. So go over the calculation again. So how do you go over the calculation again, Deborah? Is I want to see how many homes are in the area. So I may want to go to I may want to go to the property appraiser site, or I want to go to IMAP, or I want to go to the MLS, and I want to determine how many homes are in that community. Then I want to go to the MLS, how many homes have closed in that 1 year, and I want to divide it. So if there's 500 homes, 30 homes sold, I want to divide that, and that's going to give me the ratio of what the turnover rate is for that community. Collaboration is the new currency. Say that again. Partner up with industry professionals. I love it. I took it personal meme. There you go. Door knocking with your lender. I love it. Let's open it up for questions, comments. What are you guys doing for farming? Or what is it that you're going to implement today? Or what are you doing that you just find to be working and you definitely want to share it with the rest of us? We got about 7 minutes left. Anyone? No one? Anybody alive? Oh, they can't unmute. We need the host to unmute the people. Raise your hand and we'll unmute you. Just go ahead and raise your hand and we'll unmute you.
Hey, Jeff.
Where you at?
What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on?
It's a little dark, man. I'm outside in my bag handling business, but I can tell you, man, I've been in the business for 8 years and I've never employed a farming strategy, man. So I appreciate you, sharing some of your tactics and your strategies, because I am in a position right now. I built up a buyer business that's pretty much automated. So now it's time to build a system for the sellers, man. So I appreciate you sharing this information.
I'm coming out there.
Thank you for that. Debbie?
Yes. Hi, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. This has really been amazing. I have learned so much, and thank you, Claudine, for having Jeffrey. I appreciate you so much. So what I wanted to ask you is the new construction. That was really interesting to me. Like new builds, is that what you were referring to?
Definitely. So build relationships with the sales rep. So I have a sales rep that actually just texted me. They haven't even broke ground just yet. And she's already says, can you come by Friday and you can see it? So build relationships with those sales reps. Sometimes they allow you to host open houses. I was listening to a podcast. I love podcasts. And I was listening to a podcast and she was talking about how the sales reps never want to lose any customers. And a lot of times on the weekends, they get an overflow of people that walk in. So now if you're able to hold these conversations, they don't mind paying out commission. So what I would do is I would check with the sales rep and say, hey, I'm a brand new realtor and I'm looking to dominate the area. I live here. I want to know, how can I be an asset to you guys and allow that to be your tool? I just got a referral. So I did a sale in Port St. Lucie. No, I did a sale in Port LaBelle with the sales rep, a new construction, and she just referred me a customer that's looking to buy in Miami, in Brickell to be exact, So it's truly about building those relationships, walk into those places, and then show up every single weekend or every single day, continue to do property tours, continue to showcase the information, ask for unbranded stuff. You can create your own website through the unbranded stuff, create your own Facebook, and truly be that expert. YouTube videos are amazing.
Wow, thank you so much. That does help. I know of some places in the area. So would you say to focus on just maybe one certain development? I think I've seen a few miles apart from each other, but if I just took the one place that they were building, maybe they're not quite done yet, but there's probably some, I think there is some mix. Some are new, some have already been created, and some are just being built.
What I would say is build relationships with the developer or the builder. And the reason I say that is because, for example, if we were to take Ryan Homes, for example, sometimes that same sales rep moves from one location to another location to another location. So if you built a relationship with that sales consultant, they're now able to tell you about the new projects that are happening. And now they already know who you are to be the primary person on their referral list. So build those relationships with the developers if you can, rather than the locations.
Okay. Wow, that's great. And congratulations on that Brickell. I actually I live in Arizona, but I moved to Miami just to go to Olive Grant's events and everything. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be live at everything going on here at Elena and everything. And so I actually live down there just like a mile from Brickell. And I love that place. It's just really amazing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We may need to collaborate. It's some ways for me. So we may need to collaborate and figure this out as well. Welcome to Miami.
Well, I'm back in Arizona, but I did move there for 6 months. And yeah, there was a really great place just in walking distance that I used to go to. It's parking is crazy down there. So this church had opened up and they parked, they had open events and a real nice coffee shop down there. And it was really great.
Amazing. Just excited. JR actually dropped someone that you can follow that does a lot of new construction content on YouTube. So check the chat out. Carmen.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Claudia. And I really appreciate everything you guys do for us. I wanted to just, piggyback on what you mentioned in regards to the open houses. I have done open houses for a particular agent in the area that I'm trying to farm at, that I'm farming. And it felt good the last 2 times that some people came in and they're like, we saw your face before. Didn't you host the other house the other day? And it really felt good to hear that from them. Even though they were with their agent, I was able to still explain give them some information and my information too. So it just felt good. It felt good. I felt good the fact that they are seeing my face, they are recognizing me, and let's go. Let's see where it goes from here.
Carmen, share with the people that are sleeping right now. Carmen, how long have you been in the business?
Yes, so I've been with EXP now for 2 months, and prior to, I was with the business for about almost a year. So I switched over to EXP, and it has been great. Really, really nice nuggets that you guys have dropped, and really, really important.
Beautiful. Carmen, don't mute yourself just yet. Guys, she held an open house. The buyers walked in, they wrote an offer. She was able to execute that deal.
Right.
So just congratulations to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up, keep participating, and keep going to work. We thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Comments, questions? So I heard Sonia talk about sheep farms. We definitely want to hear from you. We've got about let's say 30 seconds left. We heard Carlos farm. We want to hear from you. We heard Claudienne say sheep farms. Tell the people maybe one thing that I may have missed that they definitely need to hear from you.
Jeff, I don't think you missed anything. I think you covered everything. You really nailed it. I was just thinking, my cards just went out the other day and I got a lead yesterday. So I'm sorry, not yesterday, today. So I'm going to be calling them first thing in the morning just to follow up because I farm my own community. And then in addition to that, I have a bus stop bench right in front of Whole Foods. It's one of the shelter ones, one of the tall ones. And I'm going to be updating mine to do the QR code because I think that's brilliant. I do have a lot of people in my neighborhood say, oh, because I walk a lot in my neighborhood. So I have a lot of people in my neighborhood that recognize me on that bench. So it's working. It's working.
I love it. I love it.
I got to add to that. Most people ride by that bench and think it's me, Sonia, too. So thank you for that.
Well, let me add on to that. They probably do because people tend to ask me if we are sisters. Get that a lot. And keep in mind, Claudienne had that bench probably for, I don't know, 5 years or so. And she told me she was getting rid of it. And I said, can I take it? And I took it.
There you go. Love it. Love it. RSP is amazing. RSP is amazing, brother. I think that was you, Carlos. One final comment for the people.
No, same thing. I was saying you covered everything. Definitely figured the trick is trying to get it out every 3 weeks, and you don't want to skip any weeks. You want to stay consistent and just, if you're gonna mail every 3 weeks, make sure it's consistently every 3 weeks. Just got a come list me call the other day. So it definitely works.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here. There's one final question. What is IMAP used for? Sorry, what is IMAP used for? IMAP is basically an information resource. So I definitely ask of you to mess around with it. I think you're actually in New York. I don't know if IMAP is offered to you, but something similar may be, but it's basically an information. It's a I guess like an attachment to the MLS. It gives you who's in free foreclosure. It lets you know what people's equity are, it lets you know what they paid for their home, what their interest rate is, who their mortgage lenders are. It gives you their phone numbers, their forwarding address. It's very informative. So check your MLS to see if there's something that's similar to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for our role play. And then we'll be back here at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time each and every Wednesday as we train you guys. Catch you guys soon. Thank you for being here.